Okay, a little bit more personal share of post awakening, post falling away of self, blah blah blah, no self. I hate saying all this, but I have to give context to the video. Yeah, so first of all, the work continues, as everybody knows. And where do I want to begin? I think, first of all, this is kind of like a cautionary tale that anyone, if you're watching this and you're on the awakening journey, consciousness awakening and all that, um, please, 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 please do not be really look inside yourself to see how, oh, excuse me, truth is coming up. Whenever this happens, it's like a truth statement coming up. Please check yourself to see how invested you are in having the enlightenment moment, the awakening happen, uh, that you want the awakening to happen. You want enlightenment because you're looking for a better life, to be happier, to be a better you, to have all this peace and blah, 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 blah. Okay, while some of that is true, for the most part, it's not true. And I say that from a personality perspective that was so and has been my entire life, because I've been on this journey at minimum since I was 11 or 12 already, you know, contemplating, you know, and I know many of you have all already, we all start off this early. If we're on this awakening journey, we start off in childhood. We figure like, we go, what the fuck? This place is not right. I don't belong here. And then you start looking at yourself. At least this is what there's something wrong with me. I've got to fix myself. This started, even before my teens, constantly working on myself and looking for life has got to get better. Something's because it's so wrong what's going on this planet, and you take it personally. And so you're working on yourself, working on yourself. And why am I saying all this? And so, after going through the self-development, all the courses, all of that, and then you move into more new agey stuff. And okay, nothing wrong with it. I'm not here to bash the new age movement. Jesus Christ, I do not need any more negative comments. Sorry, didn't mean to cuss there. Um, Getting in my flow now. And then you move into, oh, it's spiritual awakening. It's about consciousness awakening, not this other stuff. And then you're fed this bullshit idea that enlightenment, even in the New Age community, that somehow your life is going to be better, you're going to be happier, all that stuff. It isn't true. And this personality, because I came in unhappy and I've been I've been unhappy and grumpy my whole life, I have to admit it. Um, just a lot of trauma and pain, and you're like, this world is wrong. I don't fit in. I don't belong. And I was this personality which still remains, still the personality remains with all of its, quirks and whatever, was so heavily invested in, I'm going to wake up and then I will find joy and love in my heart and I'll have unconditional, no, sorry. This is how invested the personality can be. But, and my point is, when you get to the point of falling away of self, what that entails is you lose experience of life. Okay, you do gain, and right now, this video is I'm focusing on how the personality, that which remains, is dealing with this awakening, with this new state. The new state is unbelievably fabulous, but there's going to be an integration, and the personality may fight it depending on your psychological makeup. right? That you grew up with, that you constructed before it fell away. Anyway, I'm probably not making any sense. Anyway, check yourself to see how invested you are in things getting better, because the self falls away, but then you're actually left with yourself. You're left with this personality, and life goes back to being absolutely, completely ordinary. And there's no experiences to keep you distracted. And oh, I can feel I'm having, God has visited me, Jesus has visited me. I feel God. No, you feel nothing anymore. Nothing, because you are the emptiness merged with everything else. There's no longer an experience. Um, and it could be devastating to the personality. So I'm just sharing that I'm disappointed. I'm disappointed. I had a crappy life. I still have no, no, that's not true. I do not have a crappy life. I have a crappy personality, a very damaged personality that is struggling to look at itself. And yeah, so let me just kind of change thoughts here. Yeah, like I said, I'm just sharing the personality's perspective of this integration process. Um, I have pretty much kind of accepted that, oh, okay, okay. Um, the emptiness is here and it is functioning, or at least trying to function through a personality that's been heavily damaged. It is healing, but it's still got a long way to go. And so after the self falls away, a lot of the mental stories, the purging becomes different. It comes through the body, through feelings that arise, through energies that arise that don't necessarily have a story attached unless you really try to go find them. And that's what's happening again. And I think I told you before that wild energies were coming up, like every kind of mixed emotion, all and that had finally cleared after a week, and that was, yeah. And now what's happening is you clear some of that, and the whole kind of goal of this new cosmic awareness that now has like free terrain in the body of this vehicle, of this cleared out vehicle. The goal of that cosmic awareness is, how deeply can I penetrate this vehicle in order to function fully? And I'm hitting a new level, or I've hit a new level, and more stuff is coming up. I mean, isn't that great? Um, and and recently, due to right, so let me back up. So you have this falling away of self and you're back to your ordinary life. You're not having any experiences. And, for me personally, this has been my whole life. My whole life has been the deconstruction of me, the self. And then I come to the consciousness awakening to, okay, universe, I'm prepared to be a nobody. I'll chip away every identification, every this, every that, every thought, everything that keeps me a separate self. Like it's been nonstop. And where am I going with this? Recently, somebody uh was telling me in a not a positive way, in a comment, um, that I didn't know who I was. And it was supposed to be as an insult that I didn't know who I was. And at first I was like, yeah, you're right. I don't know who I am, because my entire spiritual journey has been deconstruction of the self. And that, doing these videos isn't, you're not yourself. You don't have any talent. You don't have any skill. You're doing hard, whatever. And that was really, it's whatever. But the point is, this person said, you don't know who you are. And I thought, absolutely, after the first initial like hit to the personality ego, um, I was like, yeah, you're absolutely right. Thank you for the compliment. I do not know who I am, because the whole spiritual process is the deconstruction of you. And, when that you falls away and you're left with the emptiness, the nothingness that is behind everything, which is a gorgeous feel. Let me tell you, it's freeing. I feel absolutely liberated when I'm in that position, but as a personality. Anyway, I'm losing my train of thought. That is pure freedom. Oh, where was I going? And so after that happens and you've deconstructed so much of yourself, of course, there's not a you here. And since I've always been working on deconstructing myself, I never in this lifetime did I have motivation to become anybody, to do anything, to earn money, to find a job, to have a career, to become a somebody. No. And so here I am after this falling away of self, which empties you out even more, and I'm coming back into ordinary life. And then, okay, so a lot of the seeking, the spiritual journey has, in a way, completed, right? Consciousness has been liberated, self has fallen away. Now it's living the ordinary life with a whole new set of parameters through the senses and blah, 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 blah. Um, Now what do I do? So I'm trying to do these videos and, I'm not trying to create another who because every day, while it's the same, it's kind of, Groundhog Day, every day is new because I don't know what is going to arise. There's no forethought. There's no me here thinking, oh, I'm going to become this or blah, blah. I'm trying to make that happen in order to give me something to do, to feel just to give the personality and the mind something to do. But no, I don't know who I am. I know what I am, but there's no who here trying to become somebody. So that insult is actually a compliment. Yeah, I'm still stumbling. I don't know how I'm to do videos, and that's not the point of this thing. But I'm just saying, yeah, it can be a struggle. If you have a damaged personality and you're invested in enlightenment, bringing, good news to you, no, the bad news is no, you're going to return right into your damaged personality, and that's going to be coming up. And so, anyway, the point also is so in awareness for me has dropped in because of which is a beautiful thing. I'm trying to kind of find my a flow here for this personality, for the universe, for the cosmic consciousness. I'm trying to find the right fit for it to express itself through this vehicle. Am I doing the videos right? What kind of video? Blah, blah, blah. What else can I do? I do readings for people, by the way. I'm just letting you know, personal readings. I'm very good at that, even though a commenter told me I don't have any skill in reading people. That is so not true. Um, and having feedback from the commenters has been a blessing. It hasn't been pleasant, but it's been a blessing because that has allowed me recognizing that, oh, I'm feeling it's causing some feelings for me. Awareness now has dropped in even deeper into this vehicle. And it was like spontaneously hitting, like, I didn't know I could go this deep into the nucleus of every cell. Sorry. And having awareness hit the nucleus of your cells means you're hitting the nucleus of everybody's cell. And what's been coming up in response to the outer world reflecting back to me is personal and big collective programming that is so deep in us, so deep in me. Like all the way into the nucleus. It's like rewriting the DNA code. Of course, that's epigenetics. That's exactly what's happening. And it's these programs of fear of failure. Like personally, what came up is, oh my God, the fear that has been programmed in all of us and here, that the fear of making a video and making a mistake or saying something wrong and that I would be ridiculed has been coming up. Just sharing that, just sharing my personal journey here, um, which was the point of this whole channel. And then the other things of how truly did I just didn't think this was in me, but it's also collective, how deeply, particularly now on this with social media and people using this kind of platform in order to earn a living, how deeply hypnotized we are to get validation, how much that validation means. I didn't think that I had that because I totally felt whole in myself, and I have for a very long time. But after the falling away of self, I felt so right. I felt so right for the first time in my life. And then in order to get deeper, get more embodied, I had to have another reflection, and it took me out of my wholeness. But I'm so grateful because I can see those programs. Oh, I started falling into oh, this is a collective thing. How we're so dependent on others, and fear of failure, fear of making a mistake, being ridiculed, and then going even deeper that, oh, am I even, does God even love me? There's not even a God. I'll tell, well, after the falling away of self, you definitely know there's no God. Everything is so impersonal, and that's a little bit hard to deal with. But, and it's like, anyway, so I'm just sharing that even after falling away of self, things get even deeper and deeper and deeper, but that you'll eventually get to the nucleus of the cell. I'm sure you go even further to where all of these deep, insidious, incestuous collective programming, matrix programming is in there. And that's got to be seen as well in order for awareness to come as deeply as it can be embodied. And so, yeah, that was a rough couple of weeks, and it's just now kind of settling. I've done my work, my deprogramming, become aware of that. Yeah. And what else do I want to say? I think that might be it because I my brain's going. And by the way, I'm June is what is are we in June? Yes, June 30th. Energetically on this planet, it is wonky right now. I don't know if you're feeling it, but like my head, I feel very loopy in my head, and I know that we're being hit right now by some solar energy. I feel very like I have cotton in my head and loopy. So yeah, if you're noticing that, it's the energies, but I just felt like I can't do anything else today, but I could make a video. So I'm just sharing that part of the journey. Um, yeah, yeah. So my warning is please don't be so invested in your life getting better because it's always going to take you back to where you were when you started the journey. And I know there's is it E. Cummings? Cummings poet who says, you know, you start this journey only to end up right back where you were with a whole new perspective, but it's still the same. So yeah, let's see what else. I guess that's it. Okay. Until next time.